So check this out. Our 97 12-valve Cummins in the background here this winter started leaking fuel on us. The sending unit on the top of the tank had rusted when the elbows had rusted off. We're in the Rust Belt in Indiana. That happens all the time. This is a pretty clean old 12-valve truck. We use this thing every week. I mean, there's just something we hop in this thing for and we go do with it. It is a tank. It is pulling our monster truck school bus right now as we speak. So we were looking for a fix for that sending unit rusting off. We looked up our friends at Fleece Performance Engineering. They have the SureFlow sending unit. It fit right in the tank, stock location, sensor hooked up, everything. Been driving this thing for about 6 months since we installed that. It has been trouble free. That thing is billet versus the plastic stock ones. It is very good quality, guys. You guys need to go check them out if you need to upgrade your 12-valve fuel system, 24-valve, whatever. They got the answer. They got those for every year. Not only is it an upgrade, if you just have a stock application and you're looking to fix it, that thing is going to outlast this truck, I'm going to guess. Being in the Rust Belt in Indiana, nothing lasts forever. This truck's been around for 20-some years at this point, and I think she's got another 20-some years in her with that Fleece SureFlow sending unit. So go check out Fleece's website, guys. Get you one of those for your 12-valve. Another thing that I noticed about this SureFlow sending unit, the fuel gauge is actually accurate in the truck now versus when they come from stock. Anybody that's had a 12-valve truck, most of the fuel gauges aren't proportioned right. Your first half of the tank is from full and above. Once the needle gets on full, you got about half your tank before it gets down to empty. So they figured that out. Those guys are awesome, awesome products built here in the USA. Go check out Fleece Performance, get you some. Alright, so welcome back to Merica-Tv. Thanks you guys for watching all our videos, everybody that's watched and shared and whatnot. So the last video, we took that big Excursion and put monster truck tires on it. It'd been sitting out back here for a while. Kind of a piece of junk, I'm not gonna lie. I asked everybody what they thought I should do with that thing. Pretty much everybody said they want to see it put back together. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do with it, I guess. I got some ideas. I'll share with you why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. And I really value your guys' input, your comments, your opinions on this thing. As you see, I'm standing right beside it now. So I rolled it out back here from my boy's birthday party. Both of my boys, one turned 1, one turned 5. Kind of had a group party. We cruised the bus around, had some people out, whatever. We drove the Outlaw up on the side of it, and this is what that looked like. That was pretty cool. Took some pictures with it, whatnot. Now I rolled it up behind the shop here. Winter's coming here in Indiana, starting to cool down. I figure I better get started working on this little here and there. Here's what I think we're gonna do with this big Excursion project. You see the airbags in the back, still flat. For this video, I wanna get some air in those bags, see what it takes to make that happen. Hopefully that will give you the chance to see just how big this thing can be with those airbags on it. Pretty much everybody said in the comments they want to see it put together, and most people said to cut the stilts, I guess you call them, where the airbags are. They pretty much said to cut these stilts off right here and put a coil-over spring on it, kind of like the bus has here. So we might do that. We might cut those off eventually. Put coilovers on it, we'll see. For this video, I want to air those bags up, see how tall it is, play with that a little bit, and then we'll start getting a game plan on what else it takes to make this thing happen. So I guess let's figure out what's going on with this air system on this thing. It's kind of crazy. So as you see, there's a red line running out of that bag right there. There's one running out of this bag, and And then there's a line, there's a black line right up here, and there's actually an air tank there, but it doesn't have anything hooked to that air tank. So I track those lines down. They actually tee in the cab. I'm not sure that I completely understand. I think these two tee back underneath here. Yeah, right there's the tee. Right there. And the other two evidently tee up here in the cab. There's that tee on the floorboard. This thing is beautiful inside, by the way. And then, so they actually have it marked rear bags. I didn't do that. Another feller did that somewhere along the line. And then here's the other thing. So I actually had this fitting laying in there. I hooked this up real quick to this sweet green line, which looks like it's water hose to me, but if you read it, it actually says it's good to 300 psi. So that's interesting. That's kind of sketchy. I don't have another valve, anything like this. I guess we're going to pump the front up and then the back up. What I do have, I got my sweet Mac Tools air chuck here, or blowgun I guess you would call it, and it's about the size of this line right here. So I'm going to put that in that line, and I'm going to put a hose clamp on it, and we'll use this as our valve for the rear. This has got a little dial on it we'll use for the front. We'll see how it airs up here, so stay tuned. I'll work on this a minute. All right, got the sweet Mac air valve here in line with this deal, and I guess we're going to plug some shop air into this thing and see if it goes up. Oh, that's sketchy. That's real sketchy. Check that out, guys. That's crazy. This airbag has a pretty good crack in it right here. Probably shouldn't be underneath here. That crack in that bag right there. That's a Goodyear bag. Hey, that's a Goodyear bag too. Look at that. Matches. The line in the cab's seeping a little bit, if you can hear that. It's seeping right here. But for now it's aired up. Let's air the front up and see what happens. Thing is a giant. I'm 6'4", and I can walk underneath the bottom. I can almost fit under the core support, and there's not a lot of pressure in the bags. They're just literally stretched out. Look at the bus. The bus is tall. This thing is tall as the bus with that raised roof on it. Let's see if we can get the Cali lean going on with this thing. We'll let some air out of the back. Carolina squat, maybe? I'm not sure. What do you guys call this? Look at that crack. Man, nice. It's kind of leaning this way. That's kind of scary. Why is it doing that? Look at the whole truck's leaning like this. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Shoo! Check that out. It's got the Cali lean going on now. Look, it's leaning sideways too. I don't know. Let's put a little bit more in the front here. So there's 60 pounds in the front airbags because I got a gauge on that little dealio there. Look at this thing. I don't know if you guys want to get close to that crack in that bag. That's kind of scary. So I'm not real familiar with semi airbags, but I'm guessing those are pretty thick. So maybe that crack don't worry you. Worries me a little bit. Let me know what you guys think of that. Is that good, bad, not? Check out the 4-link bars, how much angles on them things when it's aired up. Those things are... So if we go to do drive shafts in this, from here to here, and here to here, when it's completely aired up like that, if we're going to leave the bags on it for now, it's going to have some driveline angle. The little stubby shaft that goes in between there, which you can't hardly see right now, but yeah, it'll be interesting. So I actually had to make a makeshift tie rod in a hurry because this tie rod let go on the back when I was moving it with the loader, and so I come up with that. That's probably not going to stay, but it actually uses a couple of the 3rd links from the monster truck that I took off of it, off of a bent bar. I actually think those Heims that I use, not 3rd links, off the monster truck are from when Ron let me jump it too high and landed on the rear at the beginning of the year. I bent that 4-link bar and broke that stuff, you know. That wasn't cool, but yeah. So well, there it is, guys. It's an absolute giant. It's aired up. I'll get working on it, keep you guys in tune. So I went to let the air out of this thing off camera, and this thing literally started falling over like this. You talk about sketchy. Look at that. That is just, oh my, that is not ideal right there. So I'm not sure why it's doing that. Tell me why you guys think it's doing that. I'm gonna try to get it to level back up, and then we'll let her, I don't know, we'll see what happens again here. That's nuts. Up, did you see? Now I guess I'm gonna let it down again. Hopefully it like doesn't try to fall over this time. That was crazy. She's completely empty now. I want you guys to tell me, do I need to put a sway bar on this like a monster truck? Like our race truck has a sway bar so it keeps it level so it doesn't twist back and forth. What do you do on an airbag system? Or do you plumb each bag individually to where you let them all down a little and slowly? Or how does this work? I really don't know. So I'm leaning towards maybe putting a sway bar on it for right now. I might have a spare we can throw on it. Doesn't have to be anything fancy really for this, but it should keep it from twisting that way. But you definitely want the front and the rear to work independently, but side to side, that's a little sketchy when it starts leaning like that. I'm really glad I wasn't in there. So let me know what you guys think on that.